late August 2024, Sue, Cassie, and I began a month-long trip leaving Columbus, Ohio, and traveling to the Northeast with many stops including the Adirondacks, where we visited Lake Placid, New York, Lake Champlain in Vermont, the White Mountains National Forest in New Hampshire, Acadia National Park in Maine, which was the pinnacle of our trip, the Green Mountains National Forest in Vermont, and finally a stop in the Finger Lakes region in New York. We are chronicling our trip to the Northeast in a series of videos. This video, episode 2, provides the highlights of our trip to the White Mountains National Forest in New Hampshire. We left the Grand Isle State Park on Lake Champlain and headed east through the Green Mountains National Forest of Vermont. We passed through the state capital, Mount Pillier, then up US 2 before heading back south on Interstate 93 to Littleton, New Hampshire, where we stopped at the Franconia Notch KOA for 2 nights. We stop at many KOAs in our travels, typically for 1 night as a layover and to get some laundry done. We do not normally highlight them in our videos, but the Franconia Notch KOA is one of our favorites. What a great relaxing stop where we back the motorhome right up to the Majestic River. One of our favorite KOAs that we visited across the country in Lisbon, New Hampshire. It's the Lisbon Franconia Notch KOA. We back right up to the Amanusuk River. We'll walk down to the river. We've had a few visitors that we've enjoyed watching while here, including a snapping turtle, big snapping turtle over there on that rock on the other side, and some beautiful family of common merganser have swummed by a few times while we've sat up at our campsite. Just beautiful. And Cassie's really enjoyed it here, haven't you, girl? She says, just sit down, Daddy. All right. Okay. We're gonna sit down. That's what you want. Okay, here we go. Good girl. After enjoying our stay at the KOA and getting some laundry done, we had a very short 35-mile drive into the middle of the White Mountains, where we stayed at the Dry River Campground in Crawford Notch State Park. This would be our home for the next 3 nights as we explore the White Mountains area. Crawford Notch State Park is the center of Crawford Notch, a major pass through the White Mountains. The state park is well known for its awe-inspiring views, majestic mountains, unspoiled wilderness, and miles of hiking trails. The park includes the Willie House Historic Site, which is associated with the tragedy of August 28, 1826, when a flash flood occurred and all 7 members of the Willey family perished. While staying at the Dry River Campground, Sue and I visited the Willie House Historic Site one afternoon. After we returned, Cassie and I took a short hike from the campground in search of the Dry River. The view coming out of our campground, Dry River Campground, Crawford Notch State Park.
Take a picture.
trail off the Dry River Campground. See where it leads to. Girl, I think we found the Dry River. That didn't take long. And it's definitely dry. From the ice ages, as the glaciers melted, they created these gorges and rolled these rocks right on down the mountains. What do you think? Think that's a good story? All right, let's go back. You ready? Ready to go back? Let's go back. Up this way. This way. That's a girl. Girl. All right, Daddy's coming. You got a stick? Huh? You got your stick? Yeah. Okay. That's a girl. Okay, right back to our campground. We're coming and going. A lot of tenters. Nice campsites. Pretty sweet. On our second day in the White Mountains, Sue, Cassie, and I took a short drive to Diana's Baths in Bartlett, New Hampshire. Diana's Baths is a set of cascading water pools that was originally used to power a water wheel sawmill in the mid-1800s. It became a popular place to visit in the early 1900s when a boarding house and souvenir shop was built. In the 1960s, the U.S. Forest Service purchased the land to preserve its beauty and welcome the public. We enjoyed the short hike and natural beauty of the cascading water flowing over the smooth granite rocks. Okay, girl, let's go to Diana's path. She's ready. Oh, we like to do some hiking, don't we, girl? Huh? Over here. Let's go this way. This way. She's looking back for you, Mommy.
I'm back here, baby.
I thought ours was light colored. Is that English cream? Yeah. Okay, let's go up here. Drinking. That's fine. Good girl. All right, down here. After visiting Diana's Baths in the morning, that afternoon we took a short drive up US 302 to the base of Mount Washington, the highest peak in the northeastern United States, to begin our trip up the mountain on the historic Mount Washington Cog Railway. As we boarded the train at the base station, the afternoon couldn't have been more beautiful. The vintage rail cars carried a sense of nostalgia with their bright colors and wood-paneled interior. Cog engine began its steep climb, the scenery quickly unfolded into a breathtaking panorama. Dense forests gave way to rocky outcrops and alpine scrub, and soon we were rising above the tree line. The incline was dramatic. The steepest sections tilted us back in our seats as we marveled at the engineering behind the 19th century cog train. As the cogs slowly climbed the mountain, our conductor narrated stories of the railway's founding in 1869 and pointed out landmarks like Jacob's Ladder, a particularly steep stretch of the track. As we climbed higher, the views expanded across New Hampshire's presidential range, with the peaks rolling out in layers of green, gray, and blue. At the summit, 6,288 feet above sea level, we stepped out into another world. The air was noticeably colder and the wind was brisk, a reminder of why Mount Washington is known for some of the most extreme weather in the world. We stood at the top of New England, looking out over an endless horizon. Summit itself has a weather observatory, a museum, and a small gift shop. We even stood on the spot where a record wind speed of 231 miles per hour was once recorded. rode the cog back down the mountain to end our Mount Washington experience. During our visit to the White Mountains, Sue, Cassie, and I made a couple of scenic drives on the Kancamagus Highway, one of New Hampshire's most breathtaking byways. Winding through the heart of the White Mountains, the route offered us a perfect mix of natural beauty and rich history. Along the way, we made memorable stops at the Lower Falls Recreation Site, where the Swift River tumbles over smooth granite ledges. The Rocky Gorge Scenic Area, where the Swift River narrows dramatically through a rugged chasm. A short walk from there led us to the peaceful waters of Falls Pond. A stop at the historic Russell Calveth House at Passaconaway, where we found a charming 19th century homestead full of stories from a simpler time. And a stop at the C.L. Graham Wangan Grounds Scenic Overlook, where sweeping mountain views stretch endlessly over the horizon. The Kancamagus Highway is a great drive where we hiked, learned some history of the region, and discovered the pure beauty of New Hampshire and the White Mountains. Welcome to Passaconaway. stops along the scenic Kancamagus Highway was the peaceful and picturesque Sabbaday Brook Trail, which leads to the stunning Sabbaday Falls. This was a short, easy hike for Sue, Cassie, and me. The trail winds through a quiet forest filled with the sounds of rushing water. Just a short walk from the trailhead, the falls reveal themselves in a beautiful tiered cascade framed by mossy rocks and wooden walkways. It was a perfect spot for us to pause and take in the natural beauty of the White Mountains. Time to go hiking. Let's go over here and look, girl.
Oh, see, I could sit by this all day.
What do you think, girl? Okay, let's continue going. She's got to get in the front. Come on. Up we go. Wait for Daddy. Wait. Okay. As we say goodbye to the rugged beauty of New Hampshire's White Mountains, we leave behind not only the towering peaks and winding trails, but also the rushing rivers, cascading waterfalls, and the unforgettable ride up Mount Washington on the historic cog train. The echo of the train's whistles, the cool spray of the falls, and the peaceful babbling of mountain streams will stay with us as we head east to our next adventure, Acadia National Park in Maine, where granite cliffs and salty sea air promise a whole new kind of wonder.